What if I told you the future of the Chargers offense might be standing right in front of us, and hardly anyone saw it coming? This rookie wide receiver is making waves. Coaches are watching, teammates are talking, and Justin Herbert? He might finally have the weapon he's been waiting for. Stay with us, because this story is bigger than you think. But before we dive into this breaking Chargers news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Now, let's get into it. Chargers fans, get ready. Something exciting is happening at OTAs, and it centers around rookie wide receiver Trey Harris. Early reports say Harris isn't just doing well, he's dominating. Some insiders are already calling him a serious candidate for WR2, and that's not just hype. This isn't the first time we've heard his name, but the buzz around him is growing fast. And now, the coaching staff is starting to take notice. Every route he runs, every catch he makes, he's making a statement. Why is this so important? Because it could change everything for Justin Herbert. Last season, Herbert struggled without top-tier receivers. When he finally got one, Ladd McConkey, towards the end of the year, the offense started to shift. Now, imagine starting the season with a rising star like Trey Harris already in sync with your quarterback. This could finally unlock the offensive firepower the Chargers have been missing. And here's something you probably didn't know. The team's interest in Harris and other new talent didn't start just a few months ago. Behind the scenes, the Chargers scouting team has been watching these guys for a long time. We're talking deep background, not just highlight tapes. So when they locked in on Harris, and later targeted Omaran and Hampton, it wasn't by chance, it was strategy. A long game that may finally be paying off. If you're excited about the future of this Chargers offense and want more updates like this, don't forget to stay tuned. Big things are coming. Chargers rookie Trey Harris. The hype is real. Trey Harris isn't just making noise at OTAs, he's turning heads with every snap. The Chargers' second-round pick has come out blazing. He's making contested catches, stretching the field with explosive plays, and showing the kind of confidence you don't usually see in a rookie. His presence is already shaking up the depth chart. Reporters on the ground are saying one thing clearly: this guy looks ready. But let's go beyond the early buzz. Let's talk about why this might not be a short-lived flash. Trey Harris doesn't just look good. He's been producing like this for a while. Last season, despite being limited to just 8 games, Harris pulled in 60 catches for 1,030 yards and 7 touchdowns against SEC defenses. That's not just good, that's elite. He became only the 6th player in Ole Miss history to hit 1,000 yards in a season, and he did it in just 8 games. His performance earned him second-team All-American honors, and he was a semi-finalist for the Biletnikoff Award, which goes to the best receiver in college football. Think about that for a moment. In less than a full season, he was competing statistically with the best receivers in the nation. That's rare. And it gets better. According to Pro Football Focus, Harris finished with an 89.7 grade, the 3rd best among all wide receivers with at least 50 targets last year. That's not just hype, that's data. And the Chargers may have just found one of the biggest draft steals of the year. With Harris joining Mike Williams and Ladd McConkey, this receiving group could be one of the strongest we've seen in LA in a long time. The future of the Chargers offense? It might just be unfolding right in front of us. Trey Harris is doing what the Chargers hoped others would. When it comes to reliability and explosiveness, Trey Harris checks every box. In just 8 games last season, he led the entire SEC with 12 catches of 30 yards or more. He also tied for the lead in 40-yard catches, with 7 deep plays that ripped through defenses. And here's the stat that turns heads. Harris averaged 5.12 yards per route run. That's not per catch. That's every single time he stepped onto the field to run a route. That number was the highest of any wide receiver in college football last season. It means this: whenever Harris was in motion, the offense became instantly more dangerous. Quarterbacks noticed it too. In fact, when targeted, Harris produced a passer rating of 149.5, 3rd best in the entire country. That level of efficiency doesn't just happen. It means he made the guy under center better. That's exactly what the Chargers need right now. If we're being honest, this is the kind of impact the team wanted from Quentin Johnston. Instead, Harris is stepping up and filling that role, with poise and production. Now let's shift focus for a second to Justin Herbert. Last season may not have been Herbert's most explosive in terms of total yardage, but it was quietly one of his most efficient. He threw 23 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. That's surgical. His passer rating was the highest of his career, even higher than the year he threw for over 5,000 yards. Think about that. As a rookie, Herbert wowed the league. In his second year, people thought he was on his way to superstardom, but it's this past season, calmer, smarter, more accurate, where he looked like a true veteran. Now give that version of Herbert a wide receiver like Trey Harris. This offense could hit a level we haven't seen yet, just in Herbert's efficiency and the talent that's now surrounding him. Last season, Justin Herbert didn't have a full deck to play with, no explosive second wide receiver, no reliable pass-catching tight end, no running back that consistently gave him options out of the backfield. And yet, he still delivered the most efficient season of his NFL career. That's the mark of a top-tier quarterback. When weapons are limited and things still run smoothly, you're looking at a player who knows how to lead. Herbert didn't just manage, he excelled. Now imagine this. What happens when you finally surround that kind of quarterback with real talent? Enter names like Trey Harris, Ladd McConkey, and now Omaran Hampton. There's a powerful story coming out of the Chargers draft room, one that shows just how intentional this front office is about building a complete offense. It turns out the decision to draft Omaran Hampton wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment move, it was years in the making. According to team sources, assistant GM Chad Alexander had a gut feeling about Hampton the night before the draft. It wasn't based on hype. It was built on years of scouting, watching Hampton from the very beginning of his college career. One scout followed Hampton all the way back to his first college game in 2022 when he played for North Carolina. That scout covered a massive region, 8 different states, but still made the trip to be there in person just to get eyes on a freshman running back most people hadn't even noticed yet. That tells you everything about how serious the Chargers are about rebuilding this offense from the ground up. And now, all of that quiet work behind the scenes is starting to pay off. With players like Hampton joining the squad, the Chargers are building around Herbert with precision. No more guesswork, no more half measures. This is the beginning of something different in Los Angeles, and it's all starting to take shape. Omaran Hampton, the hidden gem. The Chargers tracked for years. Omaran Hampton made his presence felt the moment he stepped onto a college field. In his very first game as a true freshman, Hampton rushed for 101 yards, becoming the first freshman at UNC Charlotte to do so since 1946. That was the moment he officially hit the radar. But for the Chargers scouting department, that moment had already come earlier. From the start, Hampton didn't move like a freshman. Coaches and scouts said he carried himself like a seasoned junior, strong, poised, explosive. He looked like he belonged. And here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just a recent discovery. The belief in Hampton goes back years, and it stretches across multiple regimes. Scouts who once worked with other franchises, including the Jets, had eyes on him even back then. As the Chargers front office began forming under new leadership, those same scouts brought their notes and their conviction with them. They all saw the same thing, an elite-level running back with the kind of physical traits that don't come around often. There was genuine concern inside the building that Hampton would be off the board before their pick at number 22. That's how highly they rated him. The moment he was still available, they didn't hesitate. This is how great teams are built, not just with stats, but with vision, memory, and trust in long-term scouting. And now, the work is starting to show. With OTAs underway, this is the time of year when young players, especially wide receivers and defensive backs, begin making noise. But as training camp approaches, and with mandatory minicamp just around the corner, the physical side of the game begins to shift. That's when we'll start seeing what guys like Hampton are really made of, in full contact, real speed drills, where the spotlight is no longer optional. And if early signs are any indication, Hampton's just getting started.